While yesterday's briefing was the first in months from the president, remarkably little news came out of it. Nearly 4 million cases in this country and nearly 143,000 deaths so far that we know of. The president yesterday said, quote, "We are in the process of developing a strategy."
My God, what do you say?
We are in the
about that?
process.
We are in the process.
We're in the process of developing a strategy.
This is
with a pandemic where a strategy could have been in place months ago. Basic science that a third grader could understand. And we're in the process. Just saying. In reality, the biggest takeaway from the event was something entirely non-coronavirus related. Trump was asked about the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite criminally charged with procuring underage girls to be sexually abused by the late investor Jeffrey Epstein and his friends.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well. Whatever it is, I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
He wishes her well. Prosecutors say Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. Girls, young girls, children. She has denied the allegations, and she has pleaded not guilty. You know what? I just want that to sit there for a while. The president, at his coronavirus briefing, had no doctors, but he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. I mean, I know that there's no proven connection in any way, but we've shown on this show video of Donald Trump dancing with Jeffrey Epstein and a bunch of girls dancing around him. And he wishes her well. I'm extremely uncomfortable with what I just heard, and I think everybody should be. And the questions in this case need to be asked and asked and asked until they are answered. And I just think it's very strange that the president would make a comment like that in a case like this.
Well, this is former prosecutors talking about that bizarre comment yesterday, wishing well a woman who was accused of procuring and abusing herself and having Jeffrey Epstein abuse young girls for powerfully connected men over years and years' time. It certainly does seem bizarre. And Casey Hunt, we've all heard the president send these sort of messages out before. To Roger Stone and to Paul Manafort and to others, wishing them well, wishing people well in a context that makes absolutely no sense. And he did this yesterday. This had to be so shocking and jarring to these women who were procured, who were groomed, who were prepared for sexual abuse when they were young girls. And the president of the United States is wishing the woman who's been accused of this, wishing her well? Didn't that strike you as bizarre?
I think anyone who has read any part of the indictment that was leveled at Ghislaine Maxwell would be shocked by this. I mean, the allegations that, you know, she was in the room trying to make these girls more comfortable in these kinds of situations with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, everything about this is just, I mean, set aside Paul Manafort, Roger Stone, you're absolutely right. The president sends those kinds of messages to those people, and, you know, we should judge that accordingly. But, I mean, we are talking about despicable crimes with, you know, victims who faced years of trauma and damage because of these actions. And for the president to, I mean, he clearly has familiarity with the situation. He, takes the question, seems to engage with it like he's the person that's in those photographs that we were just showing, from years ago in New York or Palm Beach or wherever they were taken. And he just sort of throws Prince Andrew in there on top of it. I mean, not even a name that was previously mentioned. Does he want to be part of that situation? I mean, I have so many questions. And I think, to your point, Joe, for the victims of this, it had to be really, really hard to watch.
Well, and Casey, you raise an incredible point here, because I let it sit a little bit after we played that, because we have got to stop allowing the shock to wash away on every norm that this president breaks. Whether it's shaking down a foreign government for dirt on a political rival, or wishing an accused sex offender whose longtime boyfriend died in jail with thousands of secrets, with enough known about this case to know that there's something there, there's no way that comment can be normalized. It was not okay. And time again, he breaks through the stop signs that this country put up to create a democracy, to create a society where people are safe and free, and trying to get to a place where people are treated equally. And he's pulling us back in time. He's pulling us toward the dark side. And yes, this is my opinion speaking here, but I fear that we allow the shock to wear off every time, and we don't stop and think and do. Joe.